Okay, so today I'm going to do a video while laying down because I am suffering from low blood pressure lately, which some people say it's very common in Gran Canaria. When you think it's gonna rain, the air pressure is there, but it's just not gonna rain, so it's going on for a couple of days. So sorry guys for that. Nevertheless, today I'm gonna be talking about spirituality. So what is spirituality? First of all, being spiritual, has nothing to do with religion. So religion is technically the rules, how you're supposed to live spirituality. And spirituality is really, in my opinion, at least as I live it, is like believing in quantum physics, believing, well, I don't think we have to believe in it because it's a fact now that quantum physics does exist. Technically, the particles that behave like waves and particles that are so small that you could call them energy, or that energy moves them. No one really knows. However, when we think of quantum physics, there is so little we actually know about it. And for me, spirituality is the place or the spot where science stops explaining things, at least to our current knowledge. So that being said, this is when this type of, some people call it a higher mind or deeper intelligence, altered state for me comes into play. And when I connect to things on an energetic level, on that level of very, very small particles, if you want to say so, and I start feeling it, the energies, these very small moving particles, and learn how to convert that feeling, that information that I receive, into something that I could then understand, using my inner eye or third eye, my hearing, which is not really a hearing with my ears. It is more like a sensation that I would hear something, a feeling again that I can translate into sounds in my head, a little bit like when you dream. Sensations on my body, which are actually very physical oftentimes. And like just feelings I have already talked about, even taste, that are again sensations feelings that I receive while connecting to certain energies on the quantum level, and it translates to me in tasting something. So that being said, the reason why it's so very different for everyone is because as you are connecting to these things, obviously your brain will try to make you understand things according to what you have experienced before. So, and how you are coping with certain things. So let's say if you really, really don't like cats because you had a bad experience with cats, when you were little, your brain probably won't try to give you the feeling, if you experience a very nice calming energy, that it could feel like a cat. Not for you, but for the next person, obviously it can and will. It's possible. So what is it, what does it have to do with spirituality though? So right now we are talking about just connecting to energies as it is, but when you connect to energies that are not visible for the eyes, energies of things, that are not visible for the eye. For example, you see a table that you can touch, feel, it's cold, you smell the wood maybe or the lacquer on it. So, and you sense certain things about it, right? But when you don't see things with your eyes, but have the same sort of sensation, this is where oftentimes people say spirituality, spirit, begins. It's undeniable, the feeling is there, you know how to do it, and you keep connecting. And after receiving so much evidence, after connecting to people and saying, hey, I think, something really good happened to you lately. I have the feeling that, you just got a really good job offer, and it's like true. Or other things that you would say, for example, about people, and you get evidence that your feelings are right. No, you have something that you don't see with your eyes. No one can confirm really, but you know it's there. That's when you, for example, like feel spirit energy around you. And again, it's quite easy to actually test this as well once you start connecting to your own spirit, to your life force energy. You get a feel for it, you know how it feels, how it moves, what it says when it talks to you. And then you feel it in your room, or at places where you go to. And it turns out that actually you can receive evidence from people if you connect to their past loved ones. And so I feel that spirituality has a lot to do with practicing as well, practicing how this feeling can be translated into language that others, but also yourself, understand what these energies mean to you and also to others, as you feel their energies too, so you understand how the person who sits next to you and wants to receive spirit messages, for example, can have the best possible outcome for themselves, so they don't misinterpret when you translate the messages from spirit to your client. So as you can see, spirituality has a lot to do when you practice spiritual, deeper intelligence, metaphysical abilities. A lot to do with empathy, feeling one another, feeling yourself. And also, for that matter, when you connect with anything really that has a meaning to you, let's say the Bible, right? You can then connect to those sentences, to the language of it, the story. And spirituality has a lot to do with how do you feel about it? What does it say to you? And therefore, once you start living like that, it has a whole lot to do with where do you stay, how do you see yourself, how do you feel, think about things for yourself, not the others or how they interpret things, but what does it mean to you? And once you start living like this, it consciously or subconsciously starts being a life lived, where you really have to figure out, or you feel, you don't have to figure out, you feel who you are, what makes you you, how you think, feel about things, how you interpret things. And also technically, once you start living a life like this, you also start really feeling what is okay, what makes you happy, and what doesn't. What are the things that are still hurting? Let's say you read a passage in the Bible, and somehow you can really relate to it because it reminds you of your childhood, something bad, for example, that happened to you. And then you suddenly feel, oh, this is what it means to me. So, and I really don't feel good right now. I have remorse or pain. Maybe that's something I haven't gotten over. Not just yet. Maybe that's the message for me. So once you start living a life where you figure out what things mean to you, how to interpret the energy in words, in things that happen in your surrounding, you also subconsciously or consciously start living a life where you really figure out what makes you happy, what doesn't, and why, and what can help you with that. So that's just one of the benefits that will come from feeling energies, thinking, and living in the world of quantum physics, I would say. Obviously, this is just a very brief, small summary and doesn't include everything that spirituality is or can be, but maybe some of the aspects when we talk about mediumship. So if I can summarize maybe what I said is that spirituality to me has a whole lot connecting to things on the level of quantum particles, very small particles, the interpretation of it, literally just like reading a book, practicing how you read and interpret things, so practice, to feel, empathy, feeling, it has a lot to do with feeling, and the side effect of it is really one of the many side effects of it is obviously to have or develop metaphysical, or for many of us, because this is how they feel, very natural abilities, higher senses, inner senses, and also another side effect of it, among the many, as I said, is figuring out who you are, what makes you happy, and live a conscious life. Yeah. But that's just a glimpse at it, I would say, in a couple minutes that I got today. If you like this, subscribe, and let's see if we can meet. You can book me at any time for readings, evidential mediumship sittings, trance healing, where I call in spirit, and they will actually heal you. I don't really do a whole lot, just provide the field for the healing. And or if you would like to develop spiritually, personally, or if you have any troubles, I definitely can give you a different perspective on how I see things on the energetic level regarding your life.